Today I decided to platinum Stray. I always had a big thing for cats, I even had my own cat for over 12 years, so a game about cats is basically a dream coming true. What starts as a cute game about a cat turns out to be a game where I have to uncover secrets, solve puzzles and survive this post-apocalyptic world. Join me as I try to unlock each and every trophy in the game to ultimately get the platinum trophy. Stray only has 25 trophies including the platinum trophy and takes approximately 7 hours to finish. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel because we all know that cats are better than dogs, right? The game starts off with this cute little scene where 4 cats are sheltering from the rain. After the rain stops, the gang makes their way to the bottom of some kind of sewer. I get the option to meow in the game. I instantly meow for 100 times, which gave me my first trophy. I walked around through grass and stopped at this tree to scratch it. After continuing our trip, I had to jump this pipe to get to the other side. But sadly the pipe breaks, which is sending this cute little kitty to the bottom of this post-apocalyptic world. The stray cat is slightly injured but is able to walk. In the distance I see this weird creature and I follow it underneath a hedge door. I get a trophy for falling in the city. This city was created to be a safe haven for people during the apocalypse, but for some reason it's abandoned. After climbing on some containers and some pipes, I notice this camera that is following all my moves. The camera shows me the way I have to go and I have to solve some puzzles in order to reach the end of the path. After reaching an apartment building, I talk to this person behind the camera on the computer. A secret door opens and I need to put in different plugs into the master computer. I find this toy looking drone that I used inside the computer. The computer puts all its data inside the drone. This is where I meet B12. I get a trophy after talking to B12 for the first time. He doesn't have all his memories back, so he doesn't really know who he is and where he comes from. While leaving the apartment, I find a picture of what the outside world looks like. This is where I want to go back to, of course. Outside, I have my first encounter with these little creatures called Zurks. They terrorize the city, which makes it unlivable. After I almost got eaten by these Zurks, I reach the slums, a city where robots live. I talk to this robot but can't understand him. B12 translates the message and that gives me a trophy for translating my first robot. I show the picture to the robot and he tells me to go and meet Momo. But before I went to Momo, I found this cute looking robot that plays a guitar. I decided to take a nap. After 1 hour, I got a trophy for letting the cat sleep for 1 hour in real life. I have to jump and climb my way up to Momo's apartment. And when I show him the picture, he tells me to collect these notebooks from different owners in the town. While climbing on all these different roofs, I found a TV with a remote control on the couch. After browsing through all the TV channels, a trophy popped up. In one of the apartments, I also get a trophy for putting a bag on my head. After playing the game for a while, I get a trophy for jumping 500 times in the game. At this point, I wasn't even halfway through the game, so this trophy was definitely not missable. At this random spot in the middle of the slums, I saw a basketball that I had to put inside a basket. After trying a couple times, I got a trophy for putting the ball inside the basket. When I found all 4 notebooks, I went back to Momo to deliver them. He tells me he now has enough information to make some kind of transceiver. He gives me the transceiver that I have to install inside a communication tower. But before getting there, I have to avoid these massive crowds of Zurks that try to kill me. I use B12 in order to hack some security doors, so that I'm able to run away from these Zurks. After taking the elevator all the way up the tower, I put the transceiver inside. Now the tower is activated, Momo can make contact to the outside of the slums. We speak to Balthazar and he says he found a way up outside the city. But to reach that, I have to go through the sewers, which is full of Zurks, so that's going to be really difficult. I have to find this dog robot who can make a weapon that I can use to get through the sewers. But before that, I got a trophy for nuzzling up against 5 robots. These have to be different robots, but in the slums there are plenty of spots where you can do this. The trophy popped up when I nuzzled up against the 5th robot. I meet the dog and eventually get the weapon. But in order to get the next trophy, I had to get through the sewers without using that weapon. On my way through the sewers, I got killed by the Zurks a couple of times. After dying 9 times, a trophy popped up. I also got through the sewers without killing a Zurk, which also gave me a trophy. When I reached the end village behind the sewers, B12 finds out that he was human before this life. And he somehow puts his data into computers. He doesn't have all his memories yet, I have to find them all in order to get a trophy. In the village I get a trophy for messing up a Mahjong game that these 2 robots are playing. I'm really sorry for that. I get to meet Balthazar, who is plugged in some kind of server to restore. He tells us to find Clementine in the midtown. I climb up out of the village and make my way through a subway station. After reaching the top of that, I get a trophy for reaching midtown. I find out that everyone is after Clementine in this town, and I have to avoid different drones in order to meet him. At a bar, I get a trophy for putting on a vinyl on a DJ booth and scratch it. After finding the robot at the bar, we somehow get caught and end up in jail. I get a trophy for that. I escape my little cage really quick and make my way to Clementine and help him escape as well. I also need to save B12, who is stuck in some kind of electronic cage. I get B12 back by avoiding the drones and turning off the electricity. The three of us escape in a vehicle and make our way back to the subway station. Sadly, Clementine wants to act like a diversion and we have to separate, which was a really sad scene. I then use the subway to get to the control room. I now have the best view over the entire city and I can finally see that the city is surrounded by these massive walls. The doors to the outside are still closed, so B12 and I have to hack the computer in order to open the roof and the doors. Sadly, it costs B12 way too much energy and he sacrifices himself in order to save the city. When the roof is completely open, the sun comes through and all the Zergs get destroyed. The city is now saved. The game ends with me running outside of the city. I guess I have to find my cat buddies back. A trophy popped up right after I finished the game. This game could be finished in one playthrough, but I still had some side missions to complete and I still had to do the speedrun. First I went back to the slums to find all these music sheets and bring them to this robot. She then plays them for me. There are 8 music sheets and the trophy popped up after she played the last one. I also had to find all of B12's memories. In the chapter select I could see how many memories there were and just have to find all of them. So I went back to each spot I've missed and the trophy popped up when I got the last memory. After that I went back to replay the Midtown chapter. I had to get past all these drones in this chapter without being seen. The first time I thought I did it correctly, but somehow I must have been spotted. So the second time I did the mission, the trophy popped up. During the game there were also these badges I could collect. Some of them I could get through playing the story of the game, but I also had to do some side missions in order to get the rest of them. When I got all 6 badges, the trophy popped up. After this, I did one of the hardest trophies in the game. I had to complete the first Zerg pursuit without being touched by one of them. It took me around 30 minutes to finally get the right path, and with a little luck, I reached the end without getting caught by a Zerg. The trophy popped up right after getting the last jump. After that, I only had a couple of trophies to go. For this one, I had to scratch in every chapter. Some of the chapters had multiple places, and some of them only had one. So while playing the game, I had almost scratched in every chapter. After going back to the sewers level, the trophy popped up when I scratched at the last spot. For the last trophy, I had to speedrun the game in under 2 hours. After losing my way a couple of times and dying a lot of times, I cut it really close, but with only a couple seconds left, I did the speedrun in one try. The trophy popped up when I finished the speedrun. The platinum trophy popped up right after that, which means I fully completed the game. If you want to see me do more of these platinum trophy videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have some cool ideas on what game I should platinum next, please leave a comment down below. Thank you guys for watching and I hope to see you guys again.